The next sensor is called an ultrasonic range sensor, and as you can imagine comes with two ultrasonic sensors. The one is a transmitter, the other one a receiver. The one will be sending out an ultrasonic frequency which will bounce off of objects like walls or people even, and the other one, the receiver, will be reading it back, and it will be using the difference in time between the two to calculate the actual distance to the object. So very much the same principle as what bats use in a dark cave. This sensor works exactly the same way. Because of there being two sensors, the transmitter and receiver, we also have the dual USB connector here. So to demonstrate the functionality of this range sensor, we're going to plug it the other way around into our microcontroller, into ports D1 and D2. And to demonstrate the functionality, we are going to specify D1 as an ultrasonic sensor. You'll notice in this case, if you specify ultrasonic, that it's going to acquire both these pins. Unlike the LED component, whereas you can actually only use the one LED because there are in essence separate entities. In the case with this sensor, you do need both these pins to be available. So if you specify the one, you won't be able to allocate anything else to the second pin. So having that as the ultrasonic sensor, we can call this one range. Let's save it, compile, we run the script. Just refresh this page, and you can see that both D1 and D2 are registered, although only D1 gets the values assigned to it. So register 1 keeps track of the distance in millimeters, second one in centimeters. Did I say millimeters? Yes, millimeters, centimeters, and just the floor function of meter. And if you hold your hand above it, you can actually see that it's updating in real time. So the closer I bring my hand to the sensor, the less it goes. If I don't afford anything, it will tell me that the object is out of range. It's a very useful sensor to build a parking guide for grandma who always bumps her car against the wall. If you attach the LEDs to this one, for example, and you program it to say that anything less than 30 centimeters is danger zone, it should flash the red LED. You can do that, and then at least grandma will know when to stop. So the reason why we have the three different values here is because if you require them in a comparison, for example, let's demonstrate that by including a servo motor. So let's attach the servo to D5, and now we can say that if D1's distance, but now we have got distance in millimeters, we've got distance in centimeters and meters. So you can test whether it's less than a meter, but let's just stick to millimeters in this case, but you can choose any other unit of measure. So we're going to say if it's less than 300 millimeters, 300. I think I'm going to make it even less, because the field of view of this camera is not that big, otherwise my hand's going to be out of view. So let's make it 30, and if that's the case, then once again we haven't declared our servo yet. Servo is attached to D5. Yes. D5 has the servo motor. So D5, go home. Otherwise, D5 should go to the right. Let's overwrite our script. We compile it. and run it. And now the servo is going to stay in that state until we bring our hand close enough to the sensor. As you can see, it detects the movement of my hand and the servo will start to act accordingly. So I mean, the ultrasonic range sensor, you can use it to measure range to an object, but you can also at the same time use it to measure whether there's actually activity in front of it. So if you want, for example, to build a doggy door or something, you can set one of these on that level, and if your dog moves in front of it and the distance is closer than, say, 20 centimeters, it can open the doggy door or something like that. Try not to use a servo motor like this, perhaps rather use an electromagnetic lock. Otherwise you could probably chop your dog in two, so unless you really like dogs. Anyway, that was a joke of poor taste. I take it back. Demonstration was just to show you how the ultrasonic sensor work, and that you need not use it only to measure distance, but that you can also, very much like the PIR sensor, you can use it to measure proximity to an object. And that's it for the ultrasonic sensor.